I am ready to start the next project. Actually, this is going to be the next couple projects. I went to a metal supermarket, picked up some stainless steel expanded metal that's going to be used on a couple projects. And of course, you just seen I picked up a bunch of random metal that's going to be need for both those projects. I picked up this cute little Ranger 4,000 pound snatch block that I'm going to need for the winch mount on the trailer. And then of course I went to Bolt Supply and picked up a bunch of nuts and bolts that I may need for this project. So just to be honest here, I have not thought this out at all, how I'm going to build the winch mount in the trailer. So I'm not going to pull on the galvanized metal because a trailer is built for light duty. That's why I got to put plywood in the bottom of the box. But I can't just bolt the winch onto the floor because it's going to rip the floor up, damage the joist. So I'm going to have to reinforce it all. And I haven't really spent too much time thinking about it. It's been cold. I've been being weak. So I didn't want to lay outside minus 25 weather underneath the trailer having a look. So I just went down to the metal supermarket and just picked up a bunch of random metal, like you just seen. Plus I have a whole bunch of other in the garage. Hopefully I can patch something together to make this work. Now if you guys remember in a previous video, I went down to Princess Auto, picked up this Pro Point 2,000 pound winch. And of course with this little cute snatch block I got, it's going to give me about 4,000 pounds of winching power. Should have no problem getting the toolbox up onto my trailer. So the big thing is I should get this out of the box. Oh, we do got some bolts. And then we're going to have a look at it. First thing we got to do is construct the winch mounting plate. So just so that some people may ask, this is not going to be on the trailer full time. It's only going to be put on when I need it. So looking at this is where I'm at. So the most important thing, I need to know how much amperage. And it says right there at 1,000 pounds I'm at 55 amps. And at 2,000 pounds I'm at 106 amps. And in case some people didn't know, the farther out your winch line is, the weaker it is. So for example, right here for maximum 2,000 pounds, cable capacity is at 6 feet, 1.8 meters, or at 50 feet, you got 947 pounds. And it's nice about this mounting setup's really small, but I'm just going to, it's going to be raised up a little bit. That's why I bought the square tubing right here, so that the cable's not totally dragging on the trailer. So now I'm going to figure out how I'm going to run it to the battery. I might just buy a cheap pair of booster cables and then connect it to these leads. Or I have some 8-gauge wire that I could probably run. Alright. So you can kind of see what we have to deal with here with these braces. So basically underneath this brace is the middle. It's about 3 inches. But you can kind of see it looks like everything's just riveted in. So this is why we got to reinforce it. And oh yeah, see the main floor is not even bolted to this in any way, just kind of sits on there. So you're picking up what I'm laying down now. So this is going to be interesting because there's rivets, but now we know for sure, so we need to reinforce somehow this section here. This is where we need to start. As you can see, there's not too much integrity underneath that we're going to be able to deal with. However, I do got a plan that's going to get me through this, and hopefully it's going to work. So I just got some angle iron I'm gonna have to extend down a little bit and have a metal plate that comes out and a metal plate underneath for structural integrity, and that way when the winch is on there and it wants to try to kind of pull, it's gonna have that integrity to keep it from bending. Busting out the Yes Welder plasma cutter. Gonna be using the Evolution chop saw. So this is where I'm at, where I need to be. Getting everything just calculated out, where everything's going to sit. So I need to cut this piece a little bit shorter, because the angle iron like this is going to go around the trailer, because when I start pulling, obviously you guys know that deck is not really fastened down, so if I just put plates up top, well, we're just going to lift everything up. So if I go around the back of the trailer where the main support beam is and then tie into there, I should be good, hopefully. We're going to find out. So I got my base plate set up. This is where the winch is going to sit. So I'm just going to weld this base up. And then we're going to get ready for that piece right there. It's going to be a long, long time. So I just got to cut that out in the middle, and that will allow me to straddle that hinge. So this is where I'm kind of at, laying down in the wet. I do have a tarp I could use, but I just got 2 bolts in right now. I'm thinking. Anyways, so now I got to drill those holes out, so that way I can see where I need to build the brace on the bottom. I just got the trailer inside, makes it easier to work on instead of laying outside in the cold dampness. So I just got this plate bolted down for real. Got it painted in some rust paint, but now the fun begins. Like I said before, the structural integrity of this trailer is very interesting, because this top plate here, besides for the rivets that go across and the rivets for the hinges, there's nothing holding it together in the center, so these go across and then bent down where there's a cross member in the middle. And then if you look here, it's folded down in the front and then bent. But this, you would think, would be would be tubing, galvanized tubing, but it's not. This is just actually bent down like this and up like this and up like this and up like that. So this itself is not tubing. So I got 4 bolts in here, big washers and that on the back side. So I'm going to tag into that. I got a plate that's on the ground there, because where this center cross member is, it kind of folds out and it probably comes out to about here. So I'm going to stab into the piece with the cross member. I'm going to put approximately about 3/4 inch bolts to hold that piece in, and then drill these holes out and then weld nuts on the bottom for that. I think it'll work. I need to get on that part though. So now the fun begins. Underneath the trailer, I got it jacked up. Then I got my plate underneath because I needed to align it so I could trace out my marks, so I could drill the holes and get all the nuts welded up. That's what the plan is. Holes are drilled. I'm going to tack weld all those nuts in place. So this is where the fun begins. I just got 2 sticking up to line it up, and I hope that everything will work to bolt it down. That's a good sign. That's threading in. That's a good sign. Looks like that's going in. I think I might be good. I just wanted to start some by hand. I don't want to have any cross-threading action. I'm getting ready to drop this one in, but there might be a slight issue, is that one of the 3/8 holes I just got drilled slightly off-centered, so that might pose a problem. Hopefully not. Come on, please allow these to thread in. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. So it's definitely that front hole. So I got off lucky. I don't have to slot any holes. I just want to button this down. Just want to test fit it up. It's looking solid. So I can go ahead, put the winch on the plate now. This time around, I made sure I read the instructions and wired up correctly. Because you remember MJ's Jeep, we had the spark show. We don't want a repeat of that. It's looking good. So I'm all set up now. And this winch is not going to stay on the trailer. That's why I designed it, that when not in use, the winch is going to come off and just that plate will stay. So I got the chains in the V for the snatch block. So the cable's gonna come out, run down here, go to the snatch block, come back, and that'll take the stress off of the winch. And I'm hoping that I'm not gonna peel up the front of the trailer doing this. I think I should be good, because I'm tied into that middle frame rail. Comes out the back, bolted down. I think it should hold. We're gonna find out. Well, hello. I was looking all over for you. I didn't know where you were, Doms. You haven't been in there for a long time. I know. Is that your new hiding spot? Is it? Doms. Now you're gonna look at the camera. Are you? Are you just enjoying your cuddles? Are you? Nomgats. Alright, before I can finish this project, I just need to pick up a couple more items. And just heading down to my local Princess Auto, which is like a 5-minute drive away from me. I need a grab hook, which I just got off the shelf. Luckily, they had the size that I needed. And I need another clevis. And now I'm heading home, and I'm going to be ready to finish this off. What actually worked out perfectly is the wood was the exact size. I didn't even calculate it that way. I would like to double it up because you guys know that this floor is pretty thin and the weight of the toolbox on 4 wheels is a lot of weight. So I got my hitch in there. Last thing I need to do is come back over here is where I picked up the extra one. There it is right there. Power fist. Looks almost identical. So I'm going to attach it one on each end of that chain, and that's going to connect to my toolbox dollies to winch her up. Fast forward. So there's going to be a point where I'm going to be dragging the cable, so I might try, I got the snatch block down there, so I might try it with the snatch block, or I may just try to grab it once off and see what happens. I need to see what the situation is, so I just pull that, and then I don't think it'll be too bad. Alright. Thread into the snatch block. Come back. Then punch in there. Relock that. So now it comes for the quest for power. I got my cable around, so I might have some issues with this. Let's see how that's going to play out for rubbing, but power, I picked up 4-gauge battery cables, 20 feet. In a short run like this, the voltage drop isn't going to be that great, but to run to a secondary battery, 20 feet booster cables, 4-gauge should be enough. I got dual batteries in my JK. 20 feet should easily be enough to reach. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'll be good. So I won't need the cheaper running for this. Okay, got some tension on there. See what's gonna happen. Looking good, looking good. Very impressed. This Princess Auto Pro Point 2,000 pound winch did a good job. Pulled out my toolbox with the snatch block. Made it way easier. I think without the snatch block it'd probably struggle a little bit because the toolbox would probably be at the max weight for sure. Booster cable trick worked without the vehicle running. Wires don't even get warm. I cycled it up and down like twice. That's not even warm. I'm happy. And then for other things too I could use that for, but mainly that's just what I made it for, to load up my toolbox and offload it. And when it's not in use, remove the full bolts, pull the winch and the winch plate off so it doesn't get damaged by the elements of the weather. Excellent. Another job well done. And once the winch is taken off, that's all that's left, which isn't going to bother anything. I was kind of worried about flexing in the trailer while winching. Didn't even budge. Didn't even budge at all. Alright, shut her down. It's motherfucking beer time. We got Old Milwaukee. Will it focus? There we go. And I'm glad that project's done. There's probably a lot of work than what it's actually worth, to be honest, for the amount of times I'm actually going to be using it. But at the same time, when I do need it, it's going to come in handy. And if I need it in the future for something, like my quad breaks down, I need to winch it up on the trailer. I mean, the quad has a winch too, but there's nothing to winch off of. So there you have it. I'm going to crack open this beer. And cheers, everybody. Oh, I haven't cracked open the Old Milwaukee in a while. I see it's now 4.9%. Pretty sure back in the day when they had pinup girls it was probably 5%. I could be wrong. I don't know, but gonna move on to another project now. Take care of it. A project that I'm going to be using out in the bush. Well, actually, I'm modifying it because I built it a couple of years ago and it worked, but it doesn't work to my satisfaction, so I'm going to redo it. So I want to thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions or comments, post them below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.